Hello and welcome to today's daily devotion as we are introducing the book of Second Timothy today, the last of the three um, pastoral epistles that the Apostle Paul wrote, 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy, and Titus. These were books that were written to fellow pastors to encourage them and instruct them in their roles as pastors. Now, we obviously would think that 1st and 2nd Timothy come together and then Titus. That is, in fact, how it is listed in our English Bibles, but chronologically speaking, Titus was written in between the 1st and 2nd Timothy. So 2nd Timothy is not only the third and last of the pastoral letters, well, 2nd Timothy is actually the last book of the Bible that the Apostle Paul wrote as well. And what is going on in Paul's life as he writes this letter? A very different situation than the other pastoral letters. Now he is in prison in Rome for the second time. He is not living in under house arrest in a rented quarters like he had been last time. He's not so readily accessible to his friends. He is a prisoner in chains. He's suffering for the gospel. In fact, one time he mentions when a friend came looking for him in Rome, he had to search very hard to be able to find Paul. His first appearance in court this time around had not gone well, and he knows he is facing imminent death as a martyr, dying for his faith. So, very different setting from the other letters. Again, this is written to Timothy, who he considered his dear son in Christ. He was like a son to Paul. In many ways, he considered him his spiritual son, that he is a young man that he recruited early on in his missionary journeys to help serve as a pastor, and he encouraged him often in his ministry because he held Timothy very close in his heart. And why did he write the book of 2 Timothy? Well, this is his last time writing to his dear son in the faith. This is more of a personal letter than the first one was. There's less instruction about the affairs of the congregation and how they're to be conducted. So why did he write this? Well, he has some personal needs. He's lonely, and many have deserted or left him or have gone on their own missionary journeys. At this time, he says, only Luke is with him. And he asks him to bring some things like some scrolls and an outer cloak, not to become too reading into things more than we ought to, but perhaps Paul needed extra clothing because of the coldness or the humidity in prison, especially during the winter. Maybe he was without copies of the Bible, without scriptures, and he longed to be able to reread them again. Even greater than Paul's concern for his personal needs, though, was his concern for Timothy and the church. In many ways, this is his farewell letter to them. A brief outline of the book of 2 Timothy. The theme is encouragement in troubled times. And you can see the different chapter breakdowns there for this outline. I look very much forward to being able to study the book of 2 Timothy with you as we see the Apostle Paul enduring many-ish troubles and many hardships for the gospel. And we see how the gospel helps us through, no matter what the problem is, the gospel helps us through it all. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.